Welcome back to Buffalo, and what has been a surprisingly balmy day, and the Buffalo Bills leading the Houston Oilers by the score of 7-3 as we look to the second half. And what do you foresee from the Houston point of view?
I think from Houston, once they get in that third and long situation and they get spread out that field, Buffalo defensively, they're going to have to put some pressure on Moon and send some linebackers, because once they spread out, it gives Moon a chance to look over the entire field, and they spread that defense so thin, he's hitting people. They're picking up 3rd and 10 all the time. So Buffalo, I think, are going to have to blitz more. Houston, on the other hand, are going to have to try to run the ball a little bit better.
And Jim Kelly came out throwing in the first half. 9 for 18, 99 yards. Moon, 11 for 19, 144 yards. The key play in the first half, the block punt. Greg Montgomery nearly blocked in his previous attempt by Robb Riddick, and now they got him.
Leonard Smith came from the outside. Nobody touched him, really, and he ends up blocking the punt, but they did not have the punt block formation that they used before. In the first couple of punts, Marv, they put up 10 men on the line of scrimmage and really didn't come. That time they only had 5 guys. Well, look at it. Can you imagine this game? No turnovers in this ball game. Everything is basically even. The score is close to being even. This has just been an excellent, I think, excellent defensive football game. And if it wasn't for a couple of drop passes on both sides, each team would be ahead by 7 at least.
And the winner today goes against the Cincinnati Bengals in the AFC Championship game. Next Sunday, the winner there, of course, headed to the Super Bowl. First time that the Bills have hosted a postseason game since back on the 1st of January, 1967. Paul McGuire, a participant in that game as a member of the losing side, the Buffalo Bills. In fact, we just happen to have, circa 1967, a fuzzy cheek number 55 punter slashed linebacker Paul McGuire.
You know, that face is worn out 4 bodies. This is what it was. I had a little weight on me. It was tough kicking.
Yeah.
It was just, hard to hit my leg.
Now, this is nice. This is the Paul I think we're a bit more familiar with. Very nice. You know what I like about these shots? They weren't posed, Paul.
No.
And despite the heavy criticism that number 55 would be passed on to other Buffalo Bills, Cornelius Bennett wearing that number with pride.
Yes, he does, and I never let him forget that was my old jersey. Same jersey, as a matter of fact. Smells bad.
Oh, you are really... Are we on? We on? You are just sick, man.
I know. New year.
And fortunately, we're set for the game to resume. The kickoff sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beers, Tony Zendejas, ready to kick it off for Houston. 80,290 on hand here at Rich Stadium. Harold Tucker, Robb Riddick, Ronnie Harmon are back. And here comes Harmon. Out across the 20-yard line. 18-yard return. Toby Caston on the tackle. So the Buffalo Bills open up here in the third quarter. Kent Hull, the center. Jim Richer, Dale Hellestray replacing the injured Tim Vogler, out for the season with a knee problem. They're at the guards, and Will Wolford and Joe Devlin at the tackles. Ronnie Harmon now in the backfield, along with Jamie Mueller. And Jim Kelly calling it out. First down at the 23 off the short set. Bostic and Grimsley on the tackle, and Kelly and Harmon reel off 17 yards.
Ronnie Harmon smiling. I mean, this man really has excellent hands for a back, and he just comes down. They take Metzelaars, they move him to the outside, and Bostic is sitting there one-on-one on Harmon with no help or no chance for the linebacker to get to the outside to get some help. And Grimsley, number 59, Kelly put the ball right on target.
Buffalo first down at the 40. Harmon had it broken up. Facing double coverage, John Grimsley made the hit.
Ronnie Harmon had good hands. He had good hands on that one play, but not on this one here. That thing hit him right in the hands. No reason to drop that ball. You can look so good on one play, you know, Marv, and so bad on another one.
Ronnie Harmon, usually the Bills' third down specialist, change of pace man at running back, but in there throughout this series. Second down and 10. Now Riddick and Harmon in the backfield. Just underway, third quarter. Kelly from the shotgun. Almost intercepted off the deflection from Truman Johnson.
That was just excellent coverage by Robert Lyles, number 93, the linebacker. He just waited to the inside, and Lyles is the man that's going to make the play here. He just sits and waits, and all of a sudden Truman comes across it, and there's Robert Lyles right there with the hit. But the ball was in Truman's hands. That's 2 dropped in a row.
And the Bills now third down and 10 at the 40. A report from the Houston sideline concerning wide receiver Drew Hill. He is in the X-ray. May recall that hard hit end zone late in the second quarter. And Kelly able to stand in, and he is picked off. And there you have the first turnover of the afternoon. The interception by Tracy Eaton, the extra defensive back. He's a rookie from Portland State.
I think Kelly really wanted to throw the ball to Robb Riddick, number 40, who's going to be coming down to the inside. But Robb Riddick falls down. And when that happens, he has to go out to Burkett. There's an awful lot of holding going on by Patrick Allen. That was definitely holding on a defense. And Kelly, he's looking at Riddick. Riddick falls down. Now you see Kelly look right to his left, intercepted.
For Eaton, his first interception of the season, and Houston takes over. And there is Tracy Eaton. He picked off his first of the season just a moment ago, and we're told it's the first time he has been in the lineup defensively. He's been used on special teams. Tracy Eaton out of Bellevue in the state of Washington. So the first turnover of the day. Ron Moon hearing it from the crowd once again. Minute gone by, third quarter. Houston trailing Buffalo 7-3. First down from midfield. And it's Highsmith. Highsmith breaking tackles. And goes for 17. Darryl Talley on the stop. So Alonzo Highsmith with a couple of impressive runs here today.
Not only is he an excellent blocker, he's got good hands receiving, but watch Highsmith here. Coming up, Darryl Talley gets blocked. Freddie Smirlis misses the tackle. And then all of a sudden, Darryl Talley comes back into the picture. But he is so strong. Look at his legs. They never stop driving. Alonzo Highsmith, even when he was hit, his legs keep right on going. Picked up, what, 12 or 13 yards on the play.
And it's a first down at the 30. Big hole. Rozier stopped by Still and Smith. And the word on Drew Hill, the X-rays negative, and they are hoping that he will be able to return. But bad news concerning free safety Jeff Donaldson, a key man. He is out for the game with what is called a quad contusion. So we may see more of Tracy Eaton.
You can see the wrap on his leg. It's on his right leg. It's well and iced down.
Second down 9. Houston at the Buffalo 29. 81 Gibbons in motion. Picked out Rozier. Penalty flag down. Rozier battling toward the first down marker. Mark Kelso, the free safety, came up to make the hit.
And it looks like they may be holding against Houston. At least Freddie Smirlis indicated that, because I told you, no, it's personal foul against Buffalo. Freddie Smirlis was standing back there doing one of those referee deals again, saying, okay, holding against Houston, I love it.
And you went for it.
No, I went for it. I followed Fred. Fred never mind anybody.
Unnecessary roughness. Number 55 defense. Tack on from the end of the run. First down.
So it is Cornelius Bennett. They tack it on at the end of the run, and the ball spotted down at the 10.
Now, we thought that Cornelius Bennett and Warren Moon made up with each other. Here it comes. Here's the pitch. And that's hands to his face. I guess they're not friends yet. Maybe after this game they'll be friends, but they're not friends now.
It is a first and goal at the 10. So the run by Highsmith. And now the penalty following the run by Rozier. Here's Rozier. Stopped by Bennett.
Bennett, he can pursue as well as any linebacker in the National Football League. He'll come upfield and all of a sudden see that delayed draw. He goes around Steinkuhler on the outside, and now watch his pursuit, his speed, right back to the inside, makes the play, stops it for like a 2.5-yard gain.
And it's a 2nd and goal at the 7. I see Drew Hill is back. So the wide receivers, Hill with Jeffries and Duncan.
And no more post patterns for Drew Hill, because he takes it literally.
And he has caught 4 on the day. Off the draw, the ball was bobbled, but Rozier able to hang on. Talley stacked him up. Rozier getting down to the 5.
That's twice. We saw the one on Robb Riddick's touchdown where he bobbled the ball, had the presence of mind of getting the ball back. Rozier, same thing. This ball hits Rozier in the chest. It comes out. But watch that. Total concentration on the ball. The ball is most important. I run after I get it. And it still picked up 3 yards on the play. Here's the handoff to Moon. The ball hits him in the chest. It just bounces back. He didn't wrap it around, but go right back and look at the ball. Make sure you get it.
It is a 3rd and goal inside the 5. Pennison the center, Munchak and Matthews the guards, Davis, Steinkuhler the tackles. With the protection, Moon throwing, flag down.
Looks like Swirlis was offside. I'm sorry, Marvin. It looked like Swirlis was offside, or Smith.
And the call against the Bills. Buffalo Bills being hit with their 5th penalty of the day.
Offside, 78 defense, half the distance penalty, still 3rd down.
They're jammed up right in the middle. Now Smith gets offside here, and that moves Smurlis in the inside, number 76. He also moved too soon. I'd go with another long count. They're blitzing. They're sending Leonard Smith. They're sending Cornelius Bennett. They sent everybody. Take another long count. These guys are hyped up on that line of scrimmage. You may yet get another half the distance.
And it's a 3rd and goal down at the 2. Moon on the option, pickles out. Rozier has to chase it down. It carries out of bounds.
A tremendous play on the outside by the defensive linebacker, or I couldn't tell exactly who it was. It's Burrows, the corner. He sat there and forced Moon to make a move. He threw a blind pitch to Rozier, never did see the ball. Rozier did the right thing, take it out of bounds and settle for the field goal.
A loss of 12, and here is Zendejas, who hit from 35, had one block. This from 31 yards away. No good. And field goal kickers here in Buffalo from the opposition continue to struggle.
Left of the screen, 46, Leonard Smith, Cornelius Bennett, 55. They put the pressure on, but Zendejas just hooks the ball. Neither one of them touched it. He just hooked it. The crowd goes crazy because this man made him. What he did. Cornelius.
And Zendejas had been on fire as of late after a slow start. Then the Oilers changed holders. They were going with the punter, Greg Montgomery. Went to Brent Pease, the backup quarterback. And Zendejas came into today hitting his last 6. 19 of his last 23. He's had one block, just missed. Did hit one earlier. Buffalo takes over 1st down from their 20-yard line. They lead Houston 7-3. To the ground for Mueller. It'll fall forward to pick up a couple on the play. Steve Brown covered him up.
Steve Brown's going to get chewed out by the coaching staff. Here comes Jamie Mueller down the line of scrimmage. Steve Brown has got a clear shot at him. He's playing corner, reads run right away. Nobody blocks him, and he rocks in there and puts his shoulder down and never wrapped his arm around Jamie Mueller and would have had him for about a 3-yard loss.
Instead, it's being called a 3-yard gain. 2nd down, 7 at the 23. Harmon and Riddick now in the Buffalo backfield. 5 minutes minutes in, third quarter. Kelly completes to Harmon, short of the first down. Bostic and Brown on the stop of Ronnie Harmon in his third season out of Iowa. The Bills' third leading receiver, and he has done it out of the backfield. Well, Moon 11 for 19, 145 yards. And Kelly, who came out throwing and has continued 11 for 23 for 119 yards. Kelly able to recover the snap, and then is hauled down by Childress.
Well, we've got the two All-Pros. Bruce Smith in the first half, he got his sack, and here comes Childress with his sack. And that's the thing, you've got to stop the big guys because they come up with the big plays at key times. Now, Hellestray, number 71, is blocking on Childress. Childress just runs around Hellestray, but the defensive secondary, the coverage was so good that Kelly couldn't get rid of the ball. Credit the defensive secondary with that sack.
Houston Oilers had 42 sacks during the season, third in the AFC. Kidd punting for the second time, and Curtis Duncan is back. Called the fair catch, 43-yard punt, and Houston will go back to the offense with 8:52 left in the third. Back in Buffalo, this telecast is being presented by authority of the National Football League. It is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Buffalo Bills and the National Football League is prohibited. 8:52 remaining, third quarter. The Bills 7, the Oilers 3. First and 10 for Warren Moon in Houston from his 37. Moon, with some confusion, does get it off, and it's through the hands of Highsmith.
Fred Smerlas had two people on him and still almost got to the quarterback. He had Monchek on him. Pennison was on him. Freddie Smerlas said, I was there, but I didn't wrap my arms around him. Here's Smerlas. Monchek's got him first. Pennison now takes him. Here's Smerlas just driving, goes back into Moon. Moon was there, pushes Freddie off. He looked at the coaching staff and said, I was there, I had him.
Smerlas, one of the NFL's most zany personalities. His brother Peter holds a master's in psychology, says he studied psychology so he could figure his brother Fred out. Second down play. And Moon with the pass intended for Jeffries.
Leonard Smith went by it, Marv, and Leonard Smith hit himself on a helmet. He was looking to hit the receiver instead of looking at the football. If you were looking at the football, you had an interception.
Third down and 10 at the 37. And yet another injury report concerning Drew Hill. Now we're told he has suffered a sprained neck and probably will not return. Drew Hill, who caught 72 balls this season, a primary target for Warren Moon. Third and 10 at the 37. And Moon in big trouble, chased by Bennett. Did get it away. The rush by Cornelius Bennett. And it will be a punting situation for Houston.
They were trying to set up a screen because Alonzo Highsmith just runs right by Cornelius Bennett. Cornelius Bennett gets his hands up so Moon can't find Highsmith, and then finally gets the ball away, but he does get it in the direction of Highsmith right at his feet. But Highsmith let Cornelius come through. He figured he's going to stay with him, roll out into the screen. Moon had no chance.
Of course, Paul, there are many other factors, but Cornelius Bennett has taken over this game. Defensively, Montgomery back. And it's carries out of bounds. Errol Tucker racing over a 38-yard punt. Cornelius Bennett has had himself an outstanding afternoon. Timeout taken. We'll be right back. Well, on behalf of NBC Sports, we'd like to congratulate KPRC Television Houston, our NBC affiliate, celebrating their 40th anniversary. And I think the folks back at KPRC would like to see their Oilers pull this one out.
That would be a nice anniversary present, wouldn't it?
However, the Buffalo Bills with a 7-3 lead here in the third quarter.
Houston's got to be able to throw. They got to throw the ball, and I think the Houston has got to. Before that, it's got to establish some type of a running game, which they have not done in this ball game.
Bills first down at their 26. And here is Mueller up to the 28. William Fuller, the right defensive end, made the stop. Fuller a question mark today because of a knee problem. Mueller able to make the move past Childress, but the right defensive end, Fuller, was able to make the tackle.
All right, here's Devlin on Ray Childress, and Ray Childress plays his play perfectly, except the strength of Jamie Mueller breaks the tackle.
And we saw the strength of Jamie Miller right at the end of the half, where he refused to go down, taking some pretty hard shots. Now Thomas with a short pickup, maybe a yard. As the Bills go to the running game, Richard Burr, the nose tackle, outside linebacker Robert Lyles combining, and it will be a 3rd down and 7.
It's a little strange, but I think what the Buffalo Bills want to do now is just looking at the clock. Number one, there's still a little over 7 minutes to play in the third quarter. They only have a 7-3 lead. They'd like to get some of that clock run off, but they also would like to move the ball.
Trumaine Johnson is to the left. Kelly looking that way. And then goes the shorter pattern. And it's short of the first down. Andre Reed made the catch. But Buffalo will be forced to punt.
And you will start hearing some boos in this stadium because they don't like this type of offense, the fans here in Buffalo. They've been throwing the ball all down the field, first down. Why would you throw up? You need 7 yards, and you throw a 3-yard pattern.
So John Kidd in with the punting unit, his 3rd punt of the day coming up. He's back behind his 20. Curtis Duncan awaiting the punt at his 25-yard line. Houston has had 3 different punt return men this season following injuries to Kenny Johnson, Willie Drury. Duncan let it go. It takes a nice Buffalo bounce. Stopping near the 20-yard line. It will go down as a 46-yard punt. 6:12 remaining. Third quarter, Buffalo 7, Houston 3. Well, Dick Enberg, Merlin Olsen making the journey from Cincinnati, and they will be at Sun Devil Stadium. That'll be the second part of a big day here on NBC Sports tomorrow. And the crowd back into it here. Buffalo 6:12 left third quarter. The Bills 7, Oilers 3. Houston first down from the 21. A hole for Pinkett. Alan Pinkett stopped by the strong safety Leonard Smith, and he picked up 10 on the play. Well, Jerry Glanville left tickets today, for those of you who may have been wondering, at the gate for Buffalo Bill, as Bob mentioned at halftime. Not the Old West figure, but for the television talk show character played by Dabney Coleman. It was Glanville's favorite show, canceled incidentally last year. And what about Marv Levy? Well, he said he once left tickets for his Aunt Ellen. Yes. Glanville last week in Cleveland left a ticket for Elliot Ness, who was born in Cleveland. He sets the tradition of leaving tickets for people or for things dead, and he said this week he considered leaving tickets for Paul McGuire's liver. Now, I don't know what he meant by that, Paul.
He thinks my liver's dead, but it's not.
I see.
He just had a transplant. Everything's working out very well for 89.
What a cheap shot.
I know. I'll get him.
First down at the 31. Some difficulty, fumble, recovered by Houston.
since the first quarter, the Houston Oilers have been going with like 4 wideouts the whole time. Now they're back to their normal offense with Jamie Williams. That first play they ran was first down was 10 yards. Jamie Williams, number 87, is in the game. And when I was down there Wednesday, I saw him line up in the backfield with Moon.
Jamie Williams caught a pass last week, his first reception in 9 games, and then landed on the pointed end of the football and hurt himself. Second down, 13. Moon with time and going deep, but overthrows. Intended for Hayward Jeffries.
Hayward Jeffries ducked. He actually ducked. I knew he, when looking at it, the ball coming at him, knew he couldn't catch it, but he also knew that Leonard Smith was coming. Watch Jeffries. He sees Smith coming across. Now watch him duck his shoulders. Here comes the ball. Wait, whoops. I don't have a shot at it, and you're getting a shot at me. Here go the shoulders down. Whoops, excuse me.
Is this the loudest crowd that you have heard here at Richfield?
Oh, yeah, no question about it. No question about it. And there's not an empty seat in this building either.
Third down, 13. Moon could not find anyone. Comes back the other way. Still looking. And incomplete. Alonzo Highsmith, who was further downfield, did come back. Cornelius Bennett suggesting we want more noise.
He loves it. I mean, he smiles all the time. He's like that in practice. He goes 100% all the time. Here's Moon scrambling around, and eventually that guy standing next to him, number 32, is the guy he's going to throw to Alonzo Highsmith. He goes to his right. There's nobody there. He goes back this side. In the blocking, he's picked up very well. Monchuk come in. They got some good blocks. If Moon would have stopped and set himself, he knew when he threw the ball, he would have had the completion.
Montgomery just did elude Riddick once again. The return by Tucker, getting up across the 40-yard line, a 43-yard punt. Grimsley on the stop, 13-yard return, and some more pushing and shoving. It has actually been a low penalty game. Houston hit with only 5, and Buffalo with 5.
Now, you know what Glanville told us? Glanville said if we don't have at least 10 penalties, we can't win a ball game. And 5 penalties is almost, for this guy, it's penalty-free.
In effect, he equates that with the fiery play.
But he also said one thing, Marv. In the last 2 minutes of a ball game, if we have a chance of winning the ball game, they do not take a penalty in the last 2 minutes.
First down for the 41 as Kelly completes. Chris Burkett on the reception for 26 yards. Richard Johnson got him out of bounds.
This is a beautiful pass, Marv. What happens? Watch Kelly. He looks to his right first. Now he's going to come back to his left. He sees Burkett breaking it off to the corner, and he just lost the ball over the defense right into his arm. There's no way you don't catch that ball.
Third catch of the day for Burkett in his 4th year out of Jackson State. First down at the 33. So the Bills back to the passing game. Wheeler off the swing with nowhere to go. Trying to make the turn, but Bostic and Brown right there. And he picked up only 2.
Jim Kelly, he's backing up. He's looking. Excellent coverage in the secondary. Really no place to throw the ball, so he just dumps it, and now he gets hammered from both sides. Number 96, Sean Jones. 59, John Grimsley.
Second down at 8 at the 31. Jim Kelly so instrumental in bringing the Bills from behind. And the last regular season meeting between these two clubs, that was last year, and Buffalo came from behind to win, sparked by Kelly, who has called a timeout. Kelly checking it over and then calls for time. It's been a tumultuous period for Jim Kelly. He's heard it as we discussed earlier from some dissatisfied fans. He's been hit with a couple of lawsuits, one yesterday for allegedly defaulting on a loan. His passing style recently criticized by teammate Robb Riddick. Paul, I think he may qualify for an appearance with Geraldo Rivera.
And it doesn't bother him. I want to tell you something. He is, this man, you know, as people have said before, it is true, he's a linebacker with a quarterback's arm. He's tough, durable. He's played the entire year. The only way I think you'd ever get him out of a game is if you broke his arm or his leg, because he's that tough. He's going to play with injuries.
A couple of weeks ago, we telecast the Buffalo regular season finale against Indianapolis, and you did point out one flaw of Jim Kelly: difficulty reading.
I think reading the safeties, and especially when they get closer to the end zone, he has a tendency to look to the outside first. If those people are covered, then he has no problems about throwing across the middle. And you're losing a safety, either the free or the strong, somewhere in there. And I think that's, if there is a flaw and he has thrown the ball, that's it.
He has a 2nd and 8. Pass intended for Ronnie Harmon. Covered by...
But Chris Dishman comes up, Marv, and he's the guy that hit Kelly's arm.
There's Dishman, the rookie out of Purdue, 5th-round draft pick.
He's talking. He's talking. He's talking. You're going to get tired. Here he comes. Kelly's coming back to throw the ball. You're going to see right to right. Dishman hits his arm just enough. And then he talks. Dishman talking. Talk to him. Say something to him. That's right. I was there. I was there. I was there. In your face.
Yeah, he likes to talk to opponents. So he has been doing that throughout the season. 3:26 remaining in this 3rd quarter. Kelly able to handle that low snap and running for the first down, and he has it. And a penalty marker. If it holds up, he ran for 11.
They are trying to console Jim Richer, number 51, who is the offensive guard, left guard for the Buffalo Bills. And this was during the course of the run. Richer, now he's mad. A lot of finger pointing, you know that?
All right, here is the referee, Gordon McCarter.
Personal foul, face mask, number 96 defense. Half the distance from the end of the run, first down.
The man he grabbed was Richer, and again, Sean Jones. Richard, what they were trying to do to console Richards is, hey, look, listen, don't go in there and do anything because you're going to get caught afterwards. If it's against them, let's go ahead and let them take the penalty and stay out of it. Richard is upset. Now, here he is. He's to the right of your screen. He's the left guard, number 51. Setting up for pass protection. Here comes Sean Jones around. Being blocked by Will Wolford, and then he reaches out and grabs Richard's face mask. Kelly picks up the first down anyway.
And it's first down just outside the 10-yard line. Slicing in is Thurman Thomas, and he is in there for the score. A rookie from Oklahoma State who played in front of Barry Sanders last year has had a superb day, and he has added to that Buffalo lead. It's the Bills 13, the Oilers 3.
And have you noticed that every time the Buffalo Bills have had a good run, it's been to the right-hand side of their offense, the left-hand side of the defense, and that's Devlin's side.
Scott Norwood adding the extra point, and Buffalo now leading by the score of 14-3.
Here comes Thurman Thomas. The blocking is there. Most of the people are on the ground. Thurman Thomas breaks a tackle by Al Smith, number 54, and then continues on with his continuous effort into the end zone with the excellent blocking by the right side of the Buffalo Bills offensive line. This is super play.
The Buffalo Bills set the NFL single-season attendance record, drawing 622,000. 8-0 here at home. Their offense had gone stale in recent weeks. They had dropped 3 of the last 4, but they have the Oilers on the run. 14-3 Buffalo lead.
Now, you think Warren Moon's going to even hear himself think, let alone talk? This place is going to go crazy.
Just under 3 minutes remaining. Third quarter. Lorenzo White is the deep man. He is back along with Pinkett and Tillman as Norwood tees it up. The winner here today goes against Cincinnati next Sunday in the AFC Championship game at Riverfront. There's White up to the 10. Again, good coverage by the Bills, one of their strong points.
Well, here's a situation, Marv, where Warren Moon, the last time they got the ball, they ran a play and picked up 10 yards. They have an excellent running game. Everybody knows that. Problem is, they've got 18 minutes in order to score 2 touchdowns. His passing game has not been working. He got 10 yards on first down. Do you go back to the running game? I might.
First down from the 19. Remember, Drew Hill is out sidelined by the sprained neck. And Moon threw a bullet, incomplete, intended for Leonard Harris. Second down and 10. Warren Moon has not had impressive games against the Buffalo Bills. Faced them 3 previous times. Completed only 30 of 70, 42%. Houston losing 2 of those 3 games with Buffalo.
Warren Moon is the man that really has to pull his team back together. He can't get greedy and go for the long ball. That time they just try to get a short 3-yard pattern and turn it into a bigger play.
Now the draw, Rozier. Art Still on the stop. We've been talking about the Buffalo Bills' success here at Rich Stadium. Looking at the other side of the ledger, Houston on the road 4-5, and that includes the victory of the wild card playoff game last week in Cleveland.
You just feel that the intensity of the team is not there when they're on the road. And you know that Glanville really can't put a finger on it. He doesn't know what the problem is.
And they were awfully loose for what that is worth prior to the game, but still a long way to go. They're down 14-3. Moon incomplete. He is 0 for his last 7. 0 for 7 in this third quarter.
They went to 4 defensive linemen, they being the Buffalo Bills, and Art Still almost got to Moon. He is the man that forced Moon to throw the ball into the ground. Marv Levy trying to control his players. Get off the field, please, so we can get the punt return team on.
And the punt return team has put some pressure on this man, the rookie from Michigan State, who has been a disappointment. Third-round draft pick. He's also been bothered by a pulled hamstring. Montgomery punting for the 5th time.
Oh, he hit it. He hit it.
Oh, good one here, yes. Tucker to his 20. Penalty marker is down. Reverses his field. And broke tackles to get out to the 40. A beautiful return. 61-yard punt. And a 20-yard return. Walter Johnson on the tackle.
You know, Marv, some people have talked about that role. We saw Montgomery being blocked one time, but, you know, I think they've got to go back and change the rule. Because any time you have a team that's 4th and more than 5, say 6, if you run into the kicker, it's only a 5-yard penalty. Yes. They're really exposing a kicker to get for injury. And they're enabling teams to say, okay, hey, why not? Let's go for
Double
it.
foul.
Hit the guy.
Illegal use of the hands. Number 84 offense before the kick. holding number 96 on the receiving team during the return. The penalty is offset. Repeat, 4th down.
Now, someone didn't agree with that.
Yes.
Someone totally didn't agree with that. Okay.
Haywood Jeffries of Houston called. Leon Seals of Buffalo called.
Punter's upset. Jeffries is holding. There it is right there. He's grabbing Riddick, number 84. There's where that flag goes, and then they had another flag it the other way. Now they have to kick it all over again. Ball was spotted at the same place. But again, you're looking at a 4th and 6 situation here. And the Buffalo Bills, why not go for it? I mean, it says 5, but it's more than 5. It's like 5.5 yards. And even with a 5-yard penalty, Marv, they're not going to get a first down.
I think the Rules Committee will be looking at that one in the offseason. The 61-yard punt wiped out, plus a nice return by Tucker. Now Tucker approaching the 40. So a 43-yard punt and a 10-yard return. Eugene Seal on the stop. Tucker taking a hard hit. So the Buffalo Bills back to the offense, and there is Jim Kelly, a man who is very familiar with the city of Houston, Texas. He had some sparkling years as a member of the Houston Gamblers of the USFL, the run-and-shoot offense of Mouse Davis, very successful. Kelly, most valuable player, setting all kinds of USFL records.
He threw the ball enough. I think one year he was sacked 79 times in 1 year. Sacked.
First down at the 43-minute-and-a-half left, 3rd quarter. And Kelly going deep. Wide open, Andre Reed. Forced out by Richard Johnson.
Remember I told you that the Houston Oilers on first down play have a tendency to play zone defense. That time, all Andre Reed did was run by. Watch this. Here's Allen. He's sitting in zone. He's waiting for a safety to come over to Andre Reed. The safety never gets over there. You also have Metzelars, who is the tight end, running downfield with a safety, Richard Johnson. No one came over to cover Andre Reed. Kelly read it. Bang. Almost touchdown. Down to the 2-yard line.
Richard Johnson replacing the injured Jeff Donaldson, who's sidelined for the game. 55-yard pass play. Andre Reed with his 4th catch. And the Bills have a 1st and goal at the 2. Riddick and Byram now in the backfield. A minute 23 remaining. 3rd quarter. They are checking the instant replay, and the question is where the ball should be spotted. That is where Reed stepped out of bounds, and it may be moved back now to the 4 after they checked it out.
You know, one of the
Out
things...
of bounds at the 4-yard line.
Yes.
1st and goal.
Here's Andre Reed. You see him. He steps out of bounds right there at the 4-yard line. You know, one of the questions was about the size, the strength, the quickness of the Buffalo Bills offensive line. Can they give Kelly the protection he needed? There's only been 1 sack on Kelly. Yeah, he's run out of the pocket a couple of times, but that offensive line of the Buffalo Bills line up very well.
And Riddick.
Rob Riddick carries.
Gang tackle. That's Kent Hull at center. Al Hillestrade, Jim Richer at the guards, and Joe
Gain of
Devlin.
1, 2nd and 3.
Will Wolford at the tackles. Pickup of 1 for Riddick. It'll be a 2nd and goal at the 3 with 1 minute left in the 3rd.
The score here, it puts 7 on the board. It puts you up 21-3 with a quarter left to go. And as good as this defense is, Houston will be in trouble. A lot of trouble.
That is Byram in front of Riddick. Riddick follows Byram. And not able to cross the goal line. Stopped by Robert Lyles and several other Oilers.
Ken Hall is on the ground getting up slowly. And also, there's a defensive lineman down on the ground.
Doug Smith.
Doug Smith is down.
Doug Smith out of Auburn having his best season. He's back from earlier season substance abuse suspension. and has come on very, very strong. 3 sacks on the year.
We're going to see Riddick going in front of Byram to the left, and there's great pursuit by the entire defense of Houston. First of all, Lyles hits him 93, but the leg drive of Riddick is not that big. There were only 8 players that got a piece of Riddick, plus Childress coming over the top that has to fall on his back.
There are 25 seconds remaining. 25 remaining in the third quarter.
That is a correction. The
25
scoreboard
seconds
clock
on the game clock, please.
showing 21, and they've added 4 seconds, checking with the official timer. So 25 seconds left in the third quarter. Jerry Glanville and his Oilers trailing 14-3, and Buffalo at the doorstep.
Not a happy crew.
Well, last season, the Houston Oilers did reach this point. They defeated Seattle in a thrilling overtime victory at the Astrodome in Houston, and then they were blown out by the Broncos in Denver.
Right off the bat. I mean, once like Denver, I'll tell you, I was standing on the sidelines in that game last year, and with Ahmad Rashad, we were doing some reports, and when Denver scored right off the bat, right after that turnover, Ahmad looked at me with like 2 minutes into the game and said, "Game's over." I'm kidding you.
We got to look at that earlier here this afternoon. It is a 3rd and goal at the 1. Metzelaars in motion. And Riddick didn't cross it.
No, he did not. Now what do? I kick a field goal.
Robb Riddick carries.
It's the end of the quarter. They'll have time to make a decision.
Showing the goal line.
All right, well, earlier they passed up the field goal and went for the first down of the touchdown and did not get it. And Jim Kelly describing to Marv Levy, we have that much to go. As Riddick is stopped, he is stacked up. 3 quarters complete here in Buffalo. And the Bills lead the Oilers 14-3. Well, the Houston Oilers and the Buffalo Bills seeking to move 1 step away from the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 23 to be seen here on NBC on January the 22nd. And we get underway, 4th quarter, a 4th and goal from the 1. And John Grimsley with the hit on Robb Riddick, fair stripping the ball.
That's 2 times in this ball game. You know, I don't care that you're up 14-3. And at the first time they did it, they didn't have a point on the board. And now you're going again and give this team a chance for another chance of momentum. I'm sorry, look at the up in the air. Grimsley was higher than Riddick. Lyles, number 93, was also there. I just don't agree with that at all. Where's Ahmad? I want to ask Ahmad. You run that again, Ahmad? Where's Ahmad? Somebody put Ahmad on the microphone.
Now he says go for the field goal.
Is he here?
Yeah.
Go for the field goal now, huh?
So the Oilers take over from their 1-yard line. The snowball is being thrown in the direction of the Houston backfield. Pete Odom with the tackle of Haywood Jeffries. Big play by Warren Moon. It picked up 18. He had gone 0 for 7 prior to that completion.
Look at the stats. Now you see how the game pulled away. Remember halftime how close everything seemed to be? And now the Buffalo Bills about a 60-yard, 65-yard advantage on this team. But they're almost balancing out a little bit. Houston Oilers are balanced out. Who will throw snowballs in the end? There's some idiot up there. They're throwing it to Houston Oilers for Buffalo Bills that you don't throw it, first of all, to anybody. I don't understand that.
And here is Moon. It's but intercepted. Kelso on the interception. Curtis Duncan made the tackle of Mark Kelso, who during the regular season picked off 7, which was tied for second in the AFC for the Bills. Their first interception since back in Week 11 against Miami.
Coming out from the goal line, there's a lot of clutter in the middle of the field. Just take a look at this. Ball wasn't even close to Gibbons. Bentley, number 50, was down screening Moon, so he can't find Gibbons. And Kelso playing free safety, waiting on the ball. Interception. Bills ball inside the 20.
And we wish you a happy new year. Marv Albert, Paul McGuire, Rich Stadium in Buffalo. Warren Moon was just picked off for the 7th time in 4 playoff appearances. Kelso on the intercept. Here's a reverse for Reed. And it started out as if it were going to work. And then Steve Brown able to move up to make the tackle. Andre Reed on the reverse stopped.
Steve Brown makes a play, but another guy that got in on that play, Al Smith, number 54, the linebacker, really makes a great move to get back and shows you some speed. Lyles misses the tackle here. Here's Kelly out front. He's not going to block anybody. But you see Al Smith, number 54, came from the other side of the field, was there to help out. Brown made the play.
Minute and a half gone by, 4th quarter. Buffalo with a 14-3 lead on Houston. Lost a yard on that play. It is a 2nd and 11 at the 19. Mueller and Thomas, the running backs. Check that Ronnie Harmon. So Harmon gets down to the 12-yard line. Childress made the stop.
They're working their way into field goal range.
And Harmon, with his first carry, picked up 7.
Childress was actually, Ray Childress, number 79, you see him there making a stop. He was actually stunning in that direction. They had a deal going on with the 2 defensive linemen. He was going that way, and Harmon ran the same direction, picked up 7 yards on the play, or 6 yards on the play.
So 3rd down play. The 10.
Here comes the field goal team.
And one of those rare occasions where the crowd is cheering at the appearance of the field goal unit.
Well, why not? I mean, it puts you up 14 points. That means that they have to score 2 touchdowns to tie you in 11 minutes and 50-some seconds.
Well, there's no question here on the 4th down and 2.
Yeah, but anywhere. I don't care. Take the points when you can get them.
A 27-yard attempt by Norwood. Earlier in the game, he missed from 50. And he drills it home. Scott Norwood, who has had a terrific season, has added to that Buffalo lead, 17-3. Scott Norwood's 27-yard field goal, giving the Buffalo Bills a 17-3 lead. There's Shane Conlon sidelined today because of a foot injury. Pro Bowl man, 2nd season out of Penn State. Scott Radisick replacing Conlon, and he is said to be iffy should the Bills go on and face Cincinnati next week.
And the man, I talked to him yesterday, and Shane, he's so down about this thing. He wants to play so badly, and if anybody could play, this guy could. They just said there's no way.
Here is the kickoff from Norwood. Spencer Tillman on the return. Getting across the 15-yard line, Mark Pike on the hit, and this crowd responding to the special teams work of the Buffalo Bills. Mark Pike, 2nd year out of Georgia Tech, very strong all year long on special teams. So Houston now with a significant series. They're down by 14, 11:26 remaining in the 4th quarter.
Even with 11:26 remaining. Now, Houston has 3 timeouts in this ball game. Don't get greedy. First, the most important thing is to get the ball out of this hole, maintain some first downs, and get a touchdown to get you back in.
Jeffries to the back. Gibbons right. And the handoff for Rozier. Flag thrown. Art Still on the stop of Mike Rozier.
Offside, left guard, offense. 5 yards.
That is Mike Munchak called.
They were talking about with Shane Conlon out, Marv, that, I mean, it really hampers the running defense of the Buffalo Bills. Riddick has had a pretty good game. We haven't called his name that many times, but this defense responded to everything, and they're doing the job.
11:26. It's on the game clock. Thank you.
The officials just double-checking the scoreboard clock. It is a 1st and 15 from the 12. And Warren Moon now not only facing the Bills defense, but facing the Buffalo crowd. Jeffries off the reception. Short of the first down. Ball was knocked loose. And let's see. It is recovered by Buffalo.
Jeffries made the reception.
Eric Burrows coming away with the ball. Cornelius Bennett with the hit on Haywood Jeffries.
Ahmad, we were talking to Ahmad about Warren Moon, how poised he really is. But Marv, let me tell you something. When you take a look at what he does here, Moon throws the ball exactly where he was supposed to throw the ball, at Jeffries, underneath, the short route. When you're running with the ball, they're coming from all sides. You must protect the football. Cornelius Bennett came from the backside. Watch this. He's going to strip the ball. Jeffries doesn't see him. Bang. Here comes the ball. Comes out.
And the Bills first down at the Houston 23. Kelly with the short set. Burkett could not hold on.
They are not settling, are they? They're going back, throwing the ball again. They tried running the ball, and that wasn't working.
Good hit from Patrick Allen.
Cornelius Bennett has got such excellent speed in reaction now. He sees the pass cut. His main job is to get Jeffries. But look at this. He just pulls his arms away, and you can see all the way down, he's just pulling his arms away from the ball.
2nd and 10 at the 23. Thomas continues to run well. Richard Johnson on the stop. Thomas with a 6-yard pickup. He has run for 76 yards on 5 carries. Thurman Thomas averages 4 a carry. That during the regular season. Buffalo's leading rusher. Just under 900 yards among the AFC leaders.
And all 5 of those rushes are to the right-hand side of the offense of the Buffalo Bills. The Joe Devlin side.
Not a happy moment for Haywood Jeffries, who had the ball jarred loose, giving it to Buffalo. Bills now 3rd down 3 at the 16. There's Riddick. Could not make the turn. Well, is trying to strip him. Lost a couple on the play. Sean Jones leading that onslaught.
Riddick made a mistake. What he did is he slowed down and tried to make a move. And when you got 3 guys in pursuit, Patrick Allen happened to be one of them to make a move. He actually lost ground on a play. It looked like he might have had some room to the outside. Most important thing is to get the first down. Keep the clock going is the other thing. But when Riddick hesitated, that cost him.
And with the 4th and 5, the field goal unit is back. 36-yard attempt for Norwood, who earlier this 4th quarter hit from 27. No good. And that could be critical with 9:34 remaining. So Norwood, who has had a tremendous season, missing what could.
Watch Haywood Jeffries' expression on his face. He's sitting on the bench now. When the field goal is missed, watch his eyes. He'll look to his left to see if someone said, hey, everything was all right. Well, it wasn't all right. You fumbled the ball. And he's patting him on the back. Get back in the game and do something.
And the Oilers now back to the offense. First down from the 20. Moon dumps it off to Pinkett. He has the first down and some more. Out to the 35, 15-yard pickup. Darryl Talley on the stop.
Be patient. Just be patient. You've got over 9 minutes to go in this ball game. If you can put a touchdown, they're going to have to hurry up offense. But if you can put a touchdown on the board within 4 minutes, you'll still have 3 timeouts and time to get the ball back.
Moon was looking for Givens, but he was well covered and just looking to run out. He was looking at the near side for Ernest Givens, and wisely did not throw. Picked up 3 on the play. It will be a 2nd and 7 at the 38.
Ernest Givens came back and got a block on Radicic. You're going to throw it to me. I'll come back and help you by blocking. What is that?
I would not even venture a guess. Now Jeffries to the left. Duncan comes to the right. 9 minutes remaining, 4th quarter. Moon able to complete. Leonard Harris stopped by Mark Kelso. A 30-yard pass play, and that quiets the crowd.
And they've only used about 35 seconds off the clock so far. Moon just caught it in the seam, and when he pumps it downfield, Leonard Harris is there. Watch Moon. He reads, he looks, the same man all the way down the field. They never got over in a position. Leonard Smith, number 46, never got there.
First down at the 33. Here's Pinkett. He broke the tackle. Alan Pinkett getting to the 25-yard line. Leonard Smith on the stop. Alan Pinkett, a major factor, MVP in the wild card victory last week in Cleveland. He has very strong legs. Flag has been thrown. Alan Pinkett with the muscular legs and very adept at breaking tackles. Penalty against the Bills.
Actually, Pinkett picked up about 7 yards, and I would imagine you take the penalty because it'll still be 1st and 5. Even though you give back a couple yards, you maintain another down. Well, he's a lot closer than that. He picked up almost 9. Maybe you don't.
Referee Gordon McConnor.
Offside, number 78, defense, penalty accepted, 1st down, 5.
So it is Bruce Smith called on the penalty.
You give up 4 yards on a play, Marv, but you get the down back, which is more important. If you were down by the goal line, maybe inside the 5-yard line, maybe.
And the crowd back into it. 1st and 5 at the 27. Going with a dump off, and it is caught. And that is another 1st down. Pinkett able to gain control. Ankle tackled by Talley. And it is a 1st down for Houston. They trail 17-3 with 7:40 left in the 4th. And again, the Oilers to the hurry up.
All he has to do is be patient. Don't try to grab it all.
Moon goes the middle and again completes for the 1st down. Wayne Davis able to make the stop. Again, it's Leonard Harris, 15 yards on the play.
You know what the prevent defense is? The prevent defense prevents the other team from kicking a field goal, but enables them to get a touchdown. Now here goes Harris down, and they're just drifting off, slaying in the zone. Leonard Smith, 46, is down. Davis is down. Nobody's doing anything. They're just letting them curl up.
They're in the hurry up. 1st and goal from the 7. Moon in trouble on 2 occasions. Can't find anybody and then runs it out. And Warren Moon, because he is so shifty, was able to avoid the sack twice in that sequence.
And that's that thing, putting the ball up in the air, and the defensive linemen are trying to knock it down instead of going right at Moon and tackling Moon. But again, if you hit him after the play, it's a personal foul. This shows you the mobility of Warren Moon. Here he goes back, no one's open. First he gets rid of Davis. Bruce Smith looks to knock the ball down. He gets rid of him. Art Still, he just outruns Art Still, number 72, to the outside, and he gets the ball down inside the 10-yard line.
2nd and goal at the 9. And Highsmith for a short pickup still on the tackle. Warren Moon, who went 0 for the 3rd quarter, 0 for 7, has turned it around here in the 4th, connecting on 6 of 7. Successful with Leonard Harris in particular and Alan Pinkett.
Now, here's a situation that I know that I'm going to be absolutely right.
Oh?
They will not kick a field goal.
Very good, Paul.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that in case anyone out there that were wondering about it.
It is a 3rd and goal at the 6. A huge play here for the Oilers. Moon going end zone for Duncan, broken up. But a penalty marker down. Derek Burrows very upset. And let's see if that's the interference call.
Pass interference. Number 29 on the defense.
Yes, it is.
First down, goal to go at the 1.
Derek Burrows called on the interference.
And it's not, they're not happy. All right. Down in the corner, that's Duncan, number 80. And Moon is going them all the way. Waiting to Duncan. But look at Duncan. He takes both of his hands and pushes Burrows away. Now, you got to be able to fight back. You can establish position. Moon's going to be right there. He's going to say something. Pass interference. His time. Say it. Yeah, he liked that. I like that. But, you know, when you look at that thing that Duncan did, he just moved his arm.
It was a 1st and goal at the 1. Second back, Pinkett. Able to get across the goal line.
In Houston, they're wasted time. Now we're down to 5:50 and counting, 5:47, and it's counting, and they're walking back in the huddle. They have 3 downs to get it in the end zone. Yes, run the football with that big offensive line, but get in and out of the huddle. Save as much time as you possibly can. You're 2 touchdowns down.
And this is the 9th play of the drive. Buffalo up by 14. 2nd and goal at the 1. And it's Rozier. No indication. Houston players calling the touchdown. And there it is. It is a touchdown for the Oilers. The officials checking it out. And Houston with its first touchdown of the day.
It's been a long day crossing that goal line. Leonard Smith is not sure, not happy. It took a long time. Rozier just follows Alonzo Highsmith into the hole. Now here it comes. Rozier is hit right about the 1-yard line, but then he gets his head down and gets across. Monchek, you see him sitting in the end zone. Rozier is right across from him. It's touchdown.
And the extra point from Zendejas. Penalty marker down. The kick was good.
There's a flag on the play.
Illegal use of hands. Number 91 on the kicking team. 10-yard penalty. Free kick.
All right, now this becomes a bit more interesting. Johnny Meads called on the penalty. It is a crucial extra point attempt here for Zendejas with 5:12 remaining 4th quarter, and Buffalo up 17-9.
And it just seems like Zendejas is taking just a little bit too much time to kick the ball, to be sure, instead of going through with his motion. Peace is getting the ball down.
This affect a 30-yard field goal attempt, and it is good.
Kick is good.
And Peace and Bennett with disagreement, but the Houston Oilers have come roaring back. They are now within 7, and the crowd has, I would say, acoustically changed its its tone with 5:12 remaining in the 4th quarter. Mike Rozier able to get it in.
And he just went right up the back. He saw Alonzo Highsmith, number 32. He got in there, so I'll just follow him. Go right in behind him. He's bigger, stronger, not faster, though.
Here's Rozier, question mark, coming into today because of the rib injury. Sidelined last week against the Browns. Did get him for 1 play, but Pinkett went most of the way.
There was a little confrontation afterwards. Did Cornelius Bennett hit Zendejas, or did he not? That's what Peace was upset about. Zendejas kicks. Cornelius Bennett comes in, but he was blocked and he was on the ground. Zendejas was actually walking off the field. It was looking up at the ball in the end zone or over the goalpost, and he just rolled over his legs.
And the kickoff by Zendejas. Errol Tucker on the return. Tucker gets across the 25, 17-yard return. Toby Caston on the stop. Errol Tucker back from a knee injury activated a couple of weeks ago. He was a 5th-round pick of Pittsburgh back in '85, then broke his leg on a punt return. Steelers waived him, and he has resurfaced with the Buffalo Bills. 9 plays, 80 yards, consuming almost 4.5 minutes, and Rozier brought it home.
The Bills are going to run. They're going to run right, but I suspect they're going to pass.
And Kelly hits Harmon. Ronnie Harmon for 12, stopped by John Grimsley.
Bostic almost had it. That is a dangerous pass. Bostic's coming from the inside, or the outside, and Grimsley's coming from the inside. But this pass is absolutely perfect. Watch Kelly. Looks to his right, comes right back to Harmon. Bang. He's there. Reception. First down. I like it.
And the Bills first down at their 39. Buffalo 17. Houston 10. The winner will face the Cincinnati Bengals at Riverfront next Sunday for the AFC Championship. And the winner there goes on to the Super Bowl. Mueller in motion. And here's Thomas. And he is stopped at the line by Sean Jones, the one-time Los Angeles Raider in his 5th year. Out of Northeastern, Sean Jones on the tackle.
Hey, listen to me. I said, if you're going to run right. Get your yardage running right, not running left. Here's stuff. This, you know, here's the situation. There's 3:51 and counting. We have the clock in there. That's beautiful. Houston Oilers still have 3 timeouts remaining. They stop him here. I would not be surprised to see him take one of them right after this play.
Thomas is out on the right as a flanker back. Reed is to the left. And Kelly goes to Reed over the middle, but short of the first down. 8-yard advance. Grimsley on the stop. Houston calling for the timeout, stopping the clock with 3:21 remaining, 4th quarter.
Well, I don't know if Houston call a timeout, if the officials call a timeout just to measure it.
But I think it appeared that one of the
Allen came in and said, hey, wait a minute, we don't want the timeout if you're going to measure.
It appeared that one of the Oiler players was requesting the timeout. It also looks to be short of the first down. And at this moment, it is being called an official timeout. Houston not being charged with it.
As long as they measure. Because I don't think I would have wasted a timeout if it's going to be 3rd and about 2 or 3 inches, because in all likelihood they would get the first down. Reverse angle is wonderful, isn't it? Patrick Allen, please get out of the way. First down.
Well, they did pick it up.
So now there is no timeout. Houston still has their 3 timeouts.
It is a first down at the 49. 3:20. And the clock is running. That's time remaining in the 4th quarter.
Do you know that Buffalo, any one of those 2 times they could have kicked a field goal, would be up by 10 now?
That's not, but that's not true, because you don't know what would happen after that particular point. You don't know if the game would have been the same.
Oh, I do. I saw this last night.
Oh, I see. Not disagreeing with the fact that they should have gone or not gone with a field goal, but you just don't know what will happen. Oh, hard hit on Thurman. Sean Jones with that stoppage of Thomas, and now the timeout is taken with 2:47 remaining. in the fourth quarter. And as you mentioned, Paul, Houston not charged with that previous timeout. Now they officially call for time. So a 17-10 lead for the Buffalo Bills. And a big play coming up. The crowd announced 79,532. The Buffalo Bills setting an NFL attendance record for the regular season, drawing 622,000 here at Richard Stadium. Here is Steve Tasker, excellent special teams player, one-time Houston Oiler.
Glanville was really upset about losing him. They tried to get him through and let nobody, put him on injured. They tried to get him through and hope that no one would pick him up. But the Buffalo Bills did pick up Tasker. Not only did he play for the Buffalo Bills on all their special teams, but as you mentioned before, Marv, a year ago, went to the Pro Bowl. This year he was injured. He's an intense young man, tough.
Set to resume, 2nd and 12 at the 47. Completes for the first down to Trumaine Johnson. Domingo Bryant on the tackle, but a penalty blocker is down.
And I believe it's against the Buffalo Bills. What a beautiful pass, Marv. It was perfect.
Holding. Number 51, offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat, 2nd down.
That is Jim Richer, the left guard, and that wipes out the 14-yard pass play.
And Kelly couldn't have thrown a more perfect pass. Jim Richer, number 51. You see him right there. He is just got Sean Jones, and it's a takedown. He pulls Sean Jones down to the ground. That negates a first down. And now we're looking at 2nd and 22.
8 penalties apiece. But are still shy of that magic mark of 10, at least according to Jerry Glanville. 2nd down, 22. Kelly with the swing. And Andre Reed has been stopped for only a yard on the play. Steve Brown with the tackle, and Houston calling for time with 2:10 remaining in this fourth quarter. So the clock is stopped, and when we pick it up, Jim Kelly looking at a 3rd down and 20. Back at the 35, the Houston Oilers very much alive in what has been a hard-hitting, superb divisional playoff game. The winner going against the Cincinnati Bengals on NBC. That'll be next Sunday at Riverfront.
And I'm just looking about with Kelly coming back in this thing. I would be surprised to see him throw the football here. You're going to have 3rd down in almost 20, Marv, and a mistake here could be costly. Run the ball, get it down to 2 minutes, then go ahead and punt the ball away. The defense has been almost flawless today. Put it in the hands of the defense, because a touchdown can only tie you. It can't beat you. So don't do anything foolish. Don't do anything stupid. Run a play here, then punt the ball, then play defense. You and me in Cincinnati?
No, I'll be doing college basketball this week. Nearby, Louisville.
Not at the same time.
Paul at Louisville.
I want to watch it.
Oh, you'll check it out.
That other guy, what's his name?
The other McGuire. 3rd down and 20.
I was totally wrong.
And Kelly getting it off and completing, but short of the 1st down. Ronnie Harmon came back for it. 16-yard pickup. And we are down to 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Well, following the Bills and the Oilers with just under 2 minutes remaining. Hope you stay with us here on NBC Sports for our locker room interviews. Bob Costas talking with Don Shula, and a preview of the Vikings and the 49ers. We'll also hear from Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Boomer Esiason, who has had a spectacular season.
He can gun it, Kenny. He can throw the ball. Boomer, he doesn't care about rolling out to his left either, throwing the ball back to the other side of the field. He's got the arm that can do it. He also has some pretty good running backs in his backfield. James Brooks. Hickey.
So it is a punting situation. And Kidd on for the 4th time. So Houston will get it back. Curtis Duncan is back at his 10. And Duncan out across the 20. He was stripped. And Buffalo has recovered. Ray Bentley on the recovery. Curtis Duncan coughed it up. The hit issued by Steve Tasker.
Bentley is the guy that said in the paper that Glanville kind of have his team feed on that we would rather play Houston than we would Cleveland. Here it comes. Tasker comes out, did the same thing that Cornelius Bennett did to Jeffries in stripping the ball. He just reached in and pulled the arms away. The ball is still on the ground. Tillman had a chance at it, number 33. Cornelius Bennett is going crazy.
Ray Bentley in his 3rd season from Central Michigan. The leading tackler for the Buffalo Bills. There's the man who made the hit, Steve Tasker. So Buffalo takes over with 1:45 remaining 4th quarter and clinging to a 7-point lead. They go to the ground. Mueller to the 15-yard line. That's the 4th fumble by the Oilers today. The 2nd loss. Grimsley and Smith on the stop of Mueller.
And Houston took their final timeout. There's 1:39, and the Buffalo Bills can run the clock out.
And there is Curtis Duncan, 2nd-year man from Northwestern. Made an immediate impact as a rookie last year because he played in a pro-oriented offense at Northwestern, 10th-round draft pick. But we'll be thinking about that fumble for some time unless things turn here with 1:39 left.
Leonard Smith going crazy. You know, sometimes when you write about a game and you talk to coaches about it, said turnovers killed us. You know, I'm talking about on the Houston side. But the Buffalo Bills defense forced those turnovers, stripping the ball away.
1:39 remaining 4th quarter. 2nd down and 7. And Mueller with a short pickup. Clock is running. Houston without any timeouts remaining. Mueller comes hobbling off. And he'll be replaced. Carl Byram running out of the field. And the Buffalo Bills celebrating as we come up on 1:10 left in this 4th quarter.
Bruce Smith, number 78. Nate Odom, Leonard Smith, Tucker. Everybody's in there telling what they're going to see in Cincinnati.
Second clock is down to 2. They get off the play. Byram stacked up.
They're not going to have to run another play, Marv.
And Jim Kelly waving to the crowd. Kelly gets the crowd going. The clock running down. And they are celebrating here at Rich Stadium in Buffalo.
Marv, the only sad part about it, if they win their last game in Indianapolis, where we were, they would be playing. They would have been playing here next week instead of going down to Cincinnati.
From the Buffalo point of view, but the Bengals just delighted that they will be hosting the AFC Championship game next Sunday as the Buffalo Bills defeat the Houston Oilers by the score of 17-10. Thanks to our spotters, Michael Gluck and Pete Fearley, Ray Smith, statisticians Kenny Albert, Carrie Heller, Larry Pollock, Our producer, David Neal. Our director, Dick Klein. So Buffalo over Houston 17-10 to make it 9 out of 9 at home here in Buffalo. Next Sunday starting at 12 noon. Jim Kelly and his Buffalo Bills going against the Boomer, Ickey Woods, James Brooks, and the Bengals of Cincinnati. And they will be celebrating this well into the night here in Buffalo. We'll be right back.